back to That Horror Couple. I'm Kaylee.
I'm Rob.
And we just got back from seeing Final Destination, Bloodlines.
That's right. Just when you think death runs out of ways to kill and be creative,
He's coming back again.
death is like the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, keeps knocking at your door.
Yes. Just when you think they're gone,
Knock,
they
knock.
come right back.
A teenage girl has reoccurring nightmares of a tower collapse in the 1960s. She discovers that these nightmares are a premonition she inherited from her grandmother. The grandmother predicted the collapse of the building and saved a group of people from death. Decades later, the granddaughter begins to have visions of her family members dying. She realizes that there is a sequence and must fight to prevent death from reclaiming her family's bloodline. Directed by Zach Livosky and Adam Stein, starring Caitlin Santawana, Anna Lore, Max Lloyd Jones, Tio Briones, and Gabrielle Rose. Oh, we can't forget Tony Todd, of course.
Dude. Okay, Final Destination 2025. 14 or 15 years since the last Final Destination.
I think so.
Has it been that long?
I think it has, yeah.
Oh, what a wait, and was it worth it? Well, let's kick off our likes.
Let's start likes off. I have to say, without giving spoilers away, what a strong opening this one had. I believe it's probably the strongest of the franchise with the opening that it had, I would say.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like because this crew of people were related and we're all a family, it's different than just a social circle of a high school hanging out together. I feel like it's more personal. I feel like more
emotional.
Yeah, the cast members, like, they're close with each other, they're protecting each other. It's like a family unit. And I feel like the way they started this off was prequel with the grandmother almost.
Yeah, that was cool.
So we saw the whole premonition things that every Final Destination movie has. It starts with Grandma Iris.
Yeah.
And every Final Destination film has like a legendary thing, whether it be a plane thing, whether it be a roller coaster thing.
Yeah.
This movie has a tower with
in the sky
with a shiny penny.
And an annoying kid.
This movie's gonna make me afraid of spare change now. I'm gonna be like, is that a penny?
Yeah, run!
Goddamn, run! So it starts off with Grandma Iris, like in the 60s.
Yes.
I think that's really cool because they were playing like old school like music.
I like the old school vibes,
like,
yeah.
It just made me want to shout, kick my heels up and shout.
Yeah.
Jumper, come on now.
Shout.
A little bit softer now.
Shout.
A little bit softer now.
Shout.
Oh yeah. But I like how this...
I don't like that song anymore.
No, I did like how this movie started off with the grandmother Iris, and we saw what happened to her, and she went through a Final Destination type thing, and how all of a sudden now it cuts to modern day, and her granddaughter Stephanie is having nightmares, Nancy Thompson style, from Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
She starts asking questions, and she starts dreaming about her grandmother, actually. But when she brings up her grandmother Iris at the family gathering that we saw in the trailer, that barbecue, nobody wants to give her any information about her grandmother Iris, because it's like, yo, that's crazy Granny Iris.
Yeah, they're like, she's a nut, and she lives alone like Laurie Strode in the woods.
And I have a basket case.
Dude, it reminded me of Laurie Strode 2018.
Halloween 2018.
Happy Halloween, Michael.
Her house is totally secluded, totally like protective. That's the thing. She's like fearing death. Dude, the grandmother though, when we got to meet this granny, she was so likable and funny and witty and knowledgeable about everything about death and how death is unstoppable and all this.
Death design.
All the Final Destination rules, which makes her the Dr. Loomis of this story.
You don't know what death is.
Or she's the Ahab, I should say.
Yeah, the Ahab.
I got an Ahab! I definitely like how there's shout-outs, because there's a picture of a plane. She has a whole scrapbook she gives to her granddaughter, and now her granddaughter has to put all these scrapbooks together. By the way, she looks like Charlie from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Putting together like all these notes.
Yeah.
And she actually figured out this Final Destination timeline of who goes first, who goes next, who goes...
It's like a family tree,
yeah. Of course, the family members, they try to all band together, and they try to break up the death's design.
Yes.
And that's basically what this film's about.
That is the whole plot. Like you said in the beginning, it makes it more interesting and cool that it is like a family unit and not a few friends that work together or a few friends that they went to high school together. This is a family family. So this is the first time that they've done this, which I really was interested in seeing that play out on the screen, and I think they did a really good job with that.
I just like the way this story was told. We got more of a backstory and like a reason behind why this whole thing's happening this time. I felt like the kills were very creative. For the 6th installment of a Final Destination film, I feel like the kills were very creative, very new, very cool. The gore was top notch.
Yeah, it was good. It felt less. Obviously they used CGI and stuff, but it felt less cartoony than the 4th and 5th installment. Because I felt like by those installments, I'm not a big fan of the 4th and 5th one. I didn't really like those too much. I like the first 3. This one, I felt like kills looked better than the previous installments.
The kills looked good. The gore was top notch, and of course, like any Final Destination film, the suspense. It's all about the suspense.
Yeah.
Whether it be at a barbecue or at a tattoo shop or at the hospital. There's a crazy MRI scene in this. I mean, there's all kinds of great stuff in this. Death is death, so death can come in many forms, and it could be an allergy, it could be this or that. You never know in this one, and I feel like they were creative with
coming up with
that
new stuff,
especially in the 6th installment. Definitely for me, this is the Jason Lives of the Final Destination.
Okay.
Series.
Some folks have a strange idea of entertainment.
Because it's part 6.
Yeah, it is part 6. That is correct.
Yes, CJ Graham.
Hey guys, it's CJ Graham, Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th, part 6. Yeah, you gotta check out That Horror Couple.
What's great about the movie that also makes it sad is the family is actually, most of them are pretty likable. Like, you actually get to know them a little bit, and you kind of root for them, even though you know bad things are probably going to happen, but you still root for them. I really liked that guy, Eric. He was pretty funny.
And as far as the family tree goes, or the bloodline goes, family's family, whether it's family or like step family, or if you're not biological, you guys could still be brothers. But I feel like they did make a cool twist or a cool swerve with, we need Maury Povich up in this bitch for a DNA test to see who's related. Basically. So there was a good surprise, or like a good who's next, and we don't know. They did swerve it a few times. Where we didn't know what was going on.
There was a couple of the moments like that, which kept it interesting and kept you on your toes.
Yeah, and there was, for a dark film or kind of like a intense film, there were slightly funny moments.
Eric was funny.
Eric, he had a pierced thing. Like nipple rings and other stuff.
He was pierced everywhere.
Yeah, but did you also see the garbage truck driver on Tinder?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
There was a garbage truck driver swiping right. And, dude, it was just funny.
They put in a few funny parts, like you said, for it to be a dark movie. They did that well.
Just to add levity.
Yeah, levity.
Levity to it. And speaking of the cast and how likable this is, just to go back to it, I think Stephanie really stepped up to protect her family.
I liked her.
I thought that was really cool. The way they told this story, the family that seemed to have a little problems weren't too close here and there. They really did band together, and they really did protect each other at the end of the day.
They did.
And I thought that was kind of cool. Whoever lives, lives, and whoever doesn't make it, doesn't make it. I won't tell.
We won't tell. You'll have to go watch the movie.
Another let's talk about the Tony Todd cameo.
Yes, which is not a spoiler because it was in the trailer, and he's listed as being a part of the cast. So it was bittersweet to see him in this movie. We knew he was going to be there, but to see him in the theater on the big screen, and I think this was his final role that he did.
He made a speech about life and death, and they actually wrote into the storyline that his character is sick. So, if anyone's been following what really happened to this actor in real life, all the fans, we were devastated about what happened to him. I mean, for him to go out and kind of speak the truth about how part of me thought that's how he really felt about life and death. And it was kind of like a message to all his fans at the end of it. So I won't tell you exactly what he said, but definitely check it out for that cameo. It's definitely awesome.
It's worth it. As far as dislikes of the film, do you have any particular dislikes?
Couple things. The first couple deaths, they cut to funeral scenes afterwards. And I understand they did that in the old school Final Destination films, but I was like, part of me in the theater was like, are we going to have a funeral every single time someone dies? Because someone's going to die every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are we really going to have to deal with a funeral and another depressing scene? So they had a few funeral scenes, but I'm happy to say they did cut them out eventually, where it's like, okay, good. We're not back at the funeral parlor again. There was that, and of course, maybe some of the CGI looked kind of cheesy, especially if there's a scene at the end where I'm like, this is so cartoony.
Yeah, but some of it was still a little cartoony. I still think they did a better job than the 4th and 5th one.
It looked good. I mean, now that I think about it, I'm like, what were they supposed to do? Make that practical? How do you make that last scene a practical effect?
I don't know.
You can't. They did really good with what they had, and I thought everything looked really well, but there is CGI for all you CGI haters. I'll put that on the dislike side, because sometimes it looks kind of like a computer game.
Cheesy,
Looks like a computer game or a Resident Evil game, or not much to say negative about this film. I thought it was done pretty damn well.
I like Final Destination. I really like the first one. I really like the third one. Other than that, I'm not the biggest fan of these movies. I like them okay, and I thought that this one was good. It was pretty well done. The biggest thing for me with these films is like, I feel like you can't have like a Laurie Strode or, you know, a Sally Hardesty or whoever, because death isn't Michael Myers or Leatherface or Jason Voorhees.
You can't beat death.
Yeah, so it's kind of, in a way, it's very disheartening because we never have a continuation of a character, usually besides like the sequel, going into another film. So it's kind of, that part always is kind of a bummer for me. So that's probably my biggest dislike of the story and the franchise. Is,
what did that rated character say? That death is a son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my biggest dislike.
I'll tell you what I dislike, my perverted ass. There were no breasts in this one.
There usually aren't. Oh, no, in the third one there was, yeah.
The tanning bed.
Yeah, but I don't know about the other ones. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It was a family, so that'd be weird. But,
yeah.
you know, I was hoping maybe Granny could show some cleavage. Maybe we can't get like a grandma flash?
No.
Come on, show some boobs.
As far as final thoughts of the film, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. I thought it was well done. It did what it was supposed to. It was a little bit different while still paying tribute to the original franchise. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a 7 out of 10.
I agree. I think this is a fun, good time. I feel like we waited a while to get a new Final Destination film. I feel like they did something familiar for the fans, but they switched it up and did something totally creative with the family storyline. The kills were inventive. The kills were creative. It's just a good time. The way this film is paced too, it is a fun ride.
Yeah.
Like there was not like one moment of boredom
Yeah.
throughout the whole film. Likable characters, likable movie. Dare I say, one of the best installments in the Final Destination series. It's in the top 2 or 3 for me.
Yeah.
Of all the Final
It's probably the third for me, yeah.
out of all the Final Destinations, it's in the top 3. So I give it an 8.
Okay.
I really like this one.
Okay.
I thought it's one of the best ones.
Yeah, I agree with you on that
I really
one.
do. And as far as storytelling goes, I don't think they ever told a story this well. As far as like from the 60s to now.
That was cool, yeah.
And like the family history. When I saw the preview, the trailer, I was like, what are they doing with this Bloodlines? Because, you know, Hellraiser Bloodlines, we got Wrong Turn Bloodlines. I hated that name. And I was like, okay, but they made it work and they told the story well. So
Yeah, I agree.
I dig it.
I enjoyed it
I
too.
say check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out in theaters
Wait,
this weekend.
So you gave it a 7, I gave it an 8, because I thought we were totally in disagreement.
No, what I was saying is I'm not the biggest fan of the franchise as a whole, so even if I'm really into this movie, it's not gonna be like an up there score because I don't really connect with these that well. Like, I like them okay, but they're not my favorite. That's what I was trying to
You're
say.
just afraid of that ceiling fan falling
Yeah,
on
I
your head.
I'm good on that. Yeah. I don't like movies that make me anxious, so I'm good.
But you know, after you watch these films, you're like, is anything gonna fall
Yeah,
on
I
me?
need to go watch like something else.
Yeah, it's kind of like walking through the Home Alone house after Kevin messed with it. You're
Yeah.
like, is this painting? Can it
Yeah.
take me out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets you on edge, these
It
films.
makes you feel a little up, yeah.
But that means it did its job.
It did its job. That is
did
true.
its job.
That is true. So make sure you guys are commenting down below. Let us know your thoughts. Have you seen the movie? If so, did you like it? Did you not? Comment down below. Let us know all of your opinions. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. We also have a members page if you want to join. $2.99 a month.
Thank
Become
you
a member.
to everybody that signed up.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys so much.
Thanks for supporting us.
Yes, thank you guys so much. And if you want to join, definitely join. We just do exclusive videos on there that we do not post on our main page. So if you are interested in that, check
Hit
it
that
out.
join button.
Yeah, and we also have a t-shirt, spread shop account if you want to check out any of our merch that we have on
Hats.
there. Check it out.
Hats, t-shirts, pins, stickers.
Yeah.
We got the works.
Mugs, yeah.
Check out our store.
Check it out.
Check out our members page.
Yeah.
Just check us out.
Yeah, check us out. Once again, I'm Kaylee.
I'm Rob.
And we hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you guys soon.
Thanks for watching.
Horror couple.